So, chapter 5, Masters of Longevity, words of wisdom from the longest living people in the world. When we started working on this book, we didn't want to just research the factors that contribute to a long and happy life. We wanted to hear from the true masters of this art. The interviews we conducted in Okinawa merit their own chapter. But in the section that precedes it, we have provided an overview of the life philosophies of a few international champions of longevity. We are talking about super centenarians, people who live to 110 years of age or more. The term was coined in 1970 by Norris McWhirter, editor of the Guinness Book of World Records. Its use became more widespread in the 1990s after it appeared in William Strauss and Neil Ho's generations. Today, there are an estimated 300 to 450 supercentenarians in the world, although the age of only around 75 of them has been confirmed. They aren't superheroes, but we could see them as such for having spent far more time on this planet than the average life expectancy would predict. Given the rise in life expectancy around the world, the number of supersanitarians might also increase. A healthy and purposeful life could help us join the ranks. Let's look at what a few of them have to say. Misao Okawa, 117. Eat and sleep, and you will live a long time. You have to learn to relax. According to the Gerontology Research Group, until April According to the Gerontology Research Group, until April 2015, the oldest living person in the world was Misao Okawa, who passed away in a care facility in Osaka, Japan, after living for 117 years and 27 days. The daughter of a textile merchant, she was born in 1898 when Spain lost its colonies in Cuba and the Philippines, and the United States annexed Hawaii and launched Pepsi Cola. Until she was 110, this woman, who lived in 3 different centuries, cared for herself unassisted. When specialists asked her about her self-care routine, Misao answered simply, eating sushi and sleeping, to which we should add, having a tremendous thirst for life. When they inquired about a secret for longevity, she answered with a smile, I asked myself the same thing. Proof that Japan continues to be a factory of long life. In July of the same year, Sakari Momoai passed away at 112 years and 150 days old. At the time, he was the oldest man in the world, though he was younger than 57 women. You know, it's interesting, all those people who are mentioned probably in this chapter, or, who have lived a life over 100 years being a sanitarian, or 110 years being a super sanitarian, never questioned anything in life. Like when the researchers asked her, what was the reason for your, such a long life? She said, I'm asking myself the same thing. Now, if you read between the lines, that means if she is still asking for the same thing, that means whatever was happening in her life, she never questioned. She just took it as it is. मेरे साथ कुछ हो रहा है, मैं पूछूंगा यार मेरे साथ ऐसा क्यों हो रहा है? Why me? And if I'm asking, if somebody is asking me here, why, how come you're living such a happy life? How come you're living such a contented life? Here I am also asking the same. I am also wondering the same. So what is the hidden between the lines? That whatever is happening with me, I am just accepting it as it is. चाहे वो अच्छा है, चाहे वो बुरा है, मेरी कोई जजमेंट नहीं है उसमें. आई एम जस्ट गोइंग विद द फ्लो. बिकॉज जब आपकी कोई जजमेंट नहीं है and you are taking things as they are coming, that means you are accepting it and you are in the same time surrendering yourself. भैया जो है जैसा है बहुत बढ़िया है. Something to learn? Okay. So deep down, if we are not questioning life, if we are not questioning whatever is happening to us, and if we are not swayed away with the different emotions of life, be it positive, be it negative, we are giving a underwritten approval to accept life as it is. Maria Capovilla, 116. I have never eaten meat in my life. Born in Ecuador in 1889, Maria Capovilla was recognized by Guinness as the world's oldest person. She died of pneumonia in 2006 at 116 years and 347 days old, leaving behind 3 children, 12 grandchildren, and 20 great and great great grandchildren. She gave one of her last interviews at age 107, sharing her memories and her thoughts. I am happy and I give thanks to God, who keeps me going. I never thought I'd live so long. I thought I'd die long ago. My husband, Antonio Capovilla, was the captain of a ship. He passed away at 84. We had 2 daughters and a son, and now I have many grandchildren and great grandchildren. Things were better back in the old days. People behaved better. We used to dance, but we were more restrained. There was this one song I loved dancing to, Maria by Luis Alarcon. I still remember most of the words. I also remember many players and say them every day. I like the waltz and can still dance it. I also still make crafts. I still do some of the things I did when I was in school. When she had finished recalling her past, she began to dance, one of her great passions, with an energy that made her seem decades younger. When asked about her secret for longevity, she responds simply, I don't know what the secret to long life is. The only thing I do is I've never eaten meat in my life. I attribute it to that. So, living a life of 116-year-old without meat and without this notion, predominant in the world that animal protein is very important, gives it a right. But yeah, she and her ikigai was dancing. Now, the irony in today's world is probably in that time, there were not enough music songs or even enough songs or not even enough devices to listen to the songs. Probably it was a record thing or a FM radio. They didn't have MP3 players. They didn't have iPods. They didn't have iPads. They didn't have MP3 players. They didn't have CD drives. But they believed in the genuine appreciation of their life with dance. So less song, more dance. Current world, so many devices, so many songs, no dance. I give my personal example. It takes a while for me to get into that mood. It's like filling up your tank and then you can get onto that mood. Otherwise, you can't dance. I mean, a person giving an interview can just dance because she loves it. That's her ikigai. That's her life. So it's not the number of songs, not the number of devices. So, your ikigai is not objective. It's subjective. So you can dance no matter what. Not that I'm saying that, be a true Punjabi and dance on the uh, generator running, but yeah, enjoy the moment. Jean Calment, 122. Wow. Everything's fine. Born in Arles, France in February 1875, Jean Calment lived until August 4, 1997, making her at 112 the oldest person of verified age in history. She jokingly said that she competed with Metsuela, and there is no question that she broke numerous records as she went on celebrating birthdays. She died of natural causes at the end of a happy life, during which she denied herself almost nothing. She rode a bicycle until she turned 100. She lived on her own until 110, when she agreed to move in a nursing home after accidentally starting a small fire in her apartment. She stopped smoking at the age of 120, when her cataracts started making it hard for her to bring a cigarette to her lips. One of her secrets may have been her sense of humor, as she had said on her 120th birthday, I see badly, I hear badly, and I feel bad, but everything's fine. So, this notion of current doctors and the medical science saying that you should not drink, you should not smoke. If your attitude towards life, I am not saying if you're not smoking, start smoking. I am not saying if you're smoking, continue smoking. If you can get to a healthy regime, nothing better. Nothing better. Why? Because the current programming we are living is not that healthy as compared to the current programming, which was prevalent in, say, 1850, 1900 up to 1930, before World War I and World War II. So we've seen certain events which have adversely affected our ancestral lineages programming, in turn affecting our programming. So yes, these bad habits will have an effect on us, but up to a certain limit, depending on your receptivity of the conditioning, your change towards the programming, and your acceptance toward what is. But yes, these habits also are not necessarily detrimental. What is more detrimental is what I feel and what I accept, what I think, and what I talk about. Sadly, 90% of what we say is negative. Not 90, I would say, chalo 70 कर लेते हैं. यार उसको कुछ हो ना जाए, यार मैं लेट ना हो जाऊं. We do not talk about, or we do not think about what we want or what we desire. पुट्ठे पासे दिमाग चलता है. यार सब ठीक हो जाए, यार आज बॉस डांटे ना, यार खाना ठीक, सबको पसंद आ जाए खाना. हेलो, एलिमेंट ऑफ डाउट तो हमने स्टार्ट में ही क्रिएट कर दिया है. व्हाट डज मैनिफेस्टेशन, लॉ ऑफ अट्रैक्शन से? जो चाहिए वो बोलो ना यार. Whatever is it that you desire, whatever is it that is there on your dream list, talk about it and give it good feelings. A lot of common notion. Okay. I also had this thing for a long time. Somehow I also knew that I'm going to live a long life, and guaranteed to nahi hai, but हाँ 90 100 तो बड़ी आराम से जाऊंगा. I know that. That's clear with me. I'm just trying to making sure that those 90 and 100 are nice, hale, hearty and enjoyable. But general notion लोगों की है 60 के बाद रिटायर हो गया यार, बस 70 तक हो जाना बहुत बढ़िया. हम मांग ही नहीं रहे हैं. Why is it that we have this notion? I am not just talking, see, this chapter is talking about longevity, but I'm talking about general life. हमें क्या चाहिए? What is it that we desire? What is it that is there, that we want? उसको बोलो ना. I know this is going to happen. I'm quite sure that the outcome is this. I can bet it. यार मतलब just a general notion, if it's a math, यार India हारे ना यार. A lot of politicians have these supporters. Very interesting. I heard once. So they were supporting a particular person, and the other second in line was very strong. So what were they concentrating on? Not that this person wins, person A wins. No, person B should lose. Person B losing, you are giving it all his energy. Person B, person B, person B. Remember, universe does not consider negative. उसने person B सुना, person B को energy मिली, person B आ गया. This is actually what happened with Donald Trump. Everybody did not want him, but he was getting so much of energy from everybody. Who's there? So जो चाहिए वो बोलो. लॉन्ग लाइफ, अच्छी लाइफ, बढ़िया लाइफ, मस्त मजेदार, 100 110 यार, क्या टेंशन. बहुत कुछ है करने को. ये ना सोचो कि क्या करें, बहुत कुछ है करने.
But Arjun, then what about the contract that we come with, that we have these many number of breaths? So I mean, even if we want long life, I mean, I'm sure a lot of people wanted a long life and they were prepared in that sense only, long yogi. That's
Plan,
why. Hmm?
see, breaths are as per your plan.
Right. So that, I mean, that then you don't have control over it. I mean, even if you say I'm going to live long, I'm going to live
I'm not
long.
saying you have control over it.
Hmm.
I'm not saying that you have control over it. But how do these sadhus and sants get to living a life of 150 to 100 years or 100 above? Probably they also have a life plan. Na? Kitni breaths hai? Now, how do we increase the number of breaths? An average person has about 18 to 22 breaths per minute. But we can reduce na? By conscious breathing or by meditation or by dhyan, we can get it to a number of 6 to 8. मेरे पास breaths वही है, but the way I use it, if I can spend 2.5 3 hours of conscious meditation during the day, मैंने कितनी breath save कर ली है? Make a calculation.
Oh, you're talking in that. Okay. I get that.
कहीं
This
ना
will
कहीं
slow
कुछ
down your
करने के
breathing.
लिए there has to be a backup inspired action. ना? And होता क्या है, when you are there that this is what you desire or this is what you want, then somehow the ways and means are created for you that you are able to do that. But yeah, number of breaths, planet Earth, very clear. But yes, a lot of people misjudge the whole issue. You are here for a purpose. उसके लिए आपको number of breaths मिले. अगर आपका purpose पहले पूरा हो गया,
Then
and
you
you
might leave
have
early.
number of breaths, that's the bliss.
And it's okay.
Then you have, आपने purpose पूरा कर लिया, आपके पास सारी अभी इतने breaths बचे हैं, you have that bank balance, ना? Then you can enjoy. So get into a life plan, and living that life plan is all about conscious living, na? Being consciously aware.
So you're saying all these people who have these NDEs, the near-death experiences, they are turned back at one point and they say it's not your time. It's because they've not learned the lesson. Their
They
soul
not
plan
learn the
is not
lesson and the
over.
number of breaths are left.
Because not
Correct.
everybody gets to come back. So clearly, it means that you've learned the lesson and you're done. And the breaths
If
are
it's a
over.
strong desire of the soul, yes, anything is possible. इतने बड़े बड़े एक्सीडेंट्स में लोग अनहार्म्ड निकल आते हैं कैसे? It's a strong soul desire.
Yeah, because I remember somebody telling me when I was in that thing that they said you have to respect the soul's choice. But so I said, are you saying that they chose to go? They said, yes, the soul chose to leave. So I
Yes.
said, consciously, we are not aware.
Right, laws of
You are
spirit
sitting
world,
on.
you get 3 or 5 chances to exit now, even if the purpose is not fulfilled. So the soul can choose to exit, but वो तभी choose करता है because he knows भैया आगे को कुछ और better हो सकता है. Otherwise, he will take it till the last breath. Walter Brewing, 114. If you keep your mind and body busy, you will be around a long time. Born in Minnesota in 1896, Walter Browning was able to see 3 centuries in his lifetime. He died in Montana in 2011 from natural causes. He'd had 2 wives and a 50-year career on the railroad. At 83, he retired to an assisted living center in Montana, where he remained until his death. He is the second oldest man of verified age ever born in the United States. He gave many interviews in his final years, insisting that his longevity stemmed from, among other things, his habit of eating only 2 meals per day and working for as many years as he could. Your mind and your body, you keep both busy. He said on his 112th birthday, you'll be here a long time. Back then, he was still exercising every day. Among Bruning's other secret, he had a habit of helping others and he wasn't afraid of dying. As he declared in 2010, interview with Associated Press, we are all going to die. Some people are scared of dying. Never be afraid to die because you're born to die. Before passing away in 2011, he said to have told a pastor that he'd made a deal with God. If he wasn't going to get better, it was time to go. So, very interesting concept, keeping your body and mind at work. There's a notion idle mind is a devil's workshop. This claims it. See, if you keep the mind, see, mind was given to you as a tool, as a, help to decode things, especially your conscious mind, logically analyze things, what is good for you, what is bad for you. But with the passage of time, we've got so controlled by the mind that instead of mind being a servant, we are the servant. We are doing things as per the mind. So if you get your mind in control or a state of no mind where the mind does not play a dominant role. Remember, no mind nahi hoga in the sense ki mind to rahega, but yes, you are in charge of the mind. So the mind does not dominate you, but it does what you tell the mind to do. Getting control over your mind, getting control over your thoughts, getting control over your feelings. And yes, at the same time, keeping your body also busy. So a human being is a combination of 3 things: body, mind, soul. When we die, the body is still there, but jaan nahi hai. There are no pranas. माइंड भी थोड़ी देर तक रहता है, सोल एग्जिट कर जाता है, स्पिरिट निकल जाता है. सो सोल को हम is there for a purpose, but yes, as we're there on school of earth, we need to keep our body and mind at play. Body should be busy, mind should be in control, the soul is happy. See, holistic healing is all about body, mind, and soul. So, if you want to have a holistic living experience, all three should be at play. Alexander Image, 111. I just haven't died yet. Born in Poland in 1903, Alexander Image was a chemist and a parapsychologist residing in the United States who, after the death of his predecessor in 2014, became the oldest man of authenticated age in the world. Image himself died shortly thereafter in June of that year, leaving behind a long life rich with experiences. Image attributed to longevity to, among other things, never drink alcohol. It's not that I'd won the Nobel Prize, he said upon being declared the world's oldest man. I never thought I'll get to be so old. When asked about his secret to living so long, his answer was, I don't know. I just haven't died yet.